That's new.
Hey, this
Hello.
meeting. Hello, full disclosure. It is, what is it? My gosh, it's already month 6, June of 2021. This year is just flying
I,
by. It's hard to believe. It's
yeah,
hard to believe we are into the 6th month of the year.
that is hard to
And
believe. It feels like we're just still recovering from 2020.
I
So,
know, I know. And it's so funny because I always kind of, for me with the MLS, because when we're comping stuff out, the default is always 6 months, and so I always watch where I'm about to cross over from looking at comps in
I
2020,
know,
and we're at that point where we're about to cross over, and everything will just be 2021.
which is
So.
helpful because that's what we've been looking at anyway since the market changed so dramatically at the beginning of the year.
Exactly. So from the difference between Q4 of 2020 to Q1 2021 was kind of like night and day.
Mm-hmm.
It was very different. Where are we right now, Haley? Give us a few
Yeah,
stats.
some stats. So year over year, if we're looking May over May of last year, and that was kind of when I think that's when we kind of started to pick up and be able to show things again a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. March and
Um,
April was really were the lost months,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
lockdown and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So year over year, single family home sales, May over May, are up 98% volume wise,
Wow,
and condos 217%.
wow.
So anybody who says the condo market is not back is back.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then if we look
Well, you
at,
actually have an interesting statistic on numbers for the condo market, right? So, as far as the pricing.
yeah. So let's see. The median condo price currently, or so for May, was 1,250,000, which is up 16% from 2020, but it's actually down 3.8% from 2019, which was the high point for condo
In
median.
May of 2019, which was, definitely, because once we got into Q4 of 2019, we did have a little bit of a dip there too.
Mhm.
So we're kind of almost back to where we were pre-pandemic with condos.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And just to, not let that statistic go by without talking about single family homes, the current median or for May is 1.9 million in San Francisco, which is an all-time high. And that's up 20% from this time last year and up 10% for this time 2019.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, that's a big number for the median home price of a single family in the area. And then what about volumes on single family?
Um, so volume, yeah, up 98% from last year, and down 10% from May 2019.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
2019 was
and do you
busy.
think is that because the buyers are there? That's really the inventory isn't there. I think that's where the inventory gap is coming in.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Currently, single family homes, we have 49.5% in contract in San Francisco, which is it's actually a decrease from the previous month, from April. So that's kind of an indicator of like, there is a question of, are we headed towards a leveling off a little bit? And
Mm-hmm.
when we kind of had a poll for our, in our kind of bigger team meeting yesterday, there was sort of a divide 50-50. It seemed like people feeling like it was leveling off versus just continuing to get hotter.
Yeah. I feel we're at a leveling off. So
With certain products, it does feel like we are, or certain like types of homes, it does seem like we are there. But outside of San Francisco is still actually technically like hotter. There's a higher percentage of homes in contract outside of San Francisco proper and in the Bay Area, places like Pleasanton, Walnut Creek, Dublin.
Yeah.
And then the trending of underpricing is just continuing. So I mean, nothing new, but it's actually for condos getting a little bit more. Right now, things are selling on an average 8.7% over list for condos, which versus April, that's 3% more over the list price. So that's actually pretty significant when we're looking at how much over something is selling over the list price.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is coming from the fact that there was a certain trend there of people pricing condos close to kind of where they were going to sell at, and I think there with more condos kind of on the market, more people are pricing them lower.
Yeah, well, and it's worth noting too that this is a citywide statistic, and if you look at it via district, it is different. So looking at South Beach and Soma, it is a different kind of scenario. Things are tending to be priced like closer to their number in those areas.
Well, that's real estate, right? It's hyper local. So just let's give everybody a little bit of a taste of, because one of the things that we're finding is with the 200 and how much percent increase in volume in the condo market? 217% increase in volume in the San Francisco condo market. And a lot of that comes from, we help a lot of people who are selling in San Francisco and moving to the East Bay, or they rent in San Francisco, but they want to buy in the East Bay. And a lot of those people, because the market is so kind of overheated in the East Bay, are actually coming back and finding better value in San Francisco. So
that's definitely a trend with some of our buyers. And, anecdotally, we had some buyers that have been looking since the beginning of the year in Oakland, North Oakland, and it has just been so crazy, the amount of offers. Excuse me.
Hey, hi Rafi. Hi Rafi.
And I mean, we're talking 15, 25 offers on a lot of the things we are offering on, and we're typical kind of 2 or 3 bedroom properties, 1 or 2 baths, like nothing bigger, frankly, than 1,400 square feet.
Let's take a look at you've one pretty good example to show.
Sure. So for instance, here's a listing that is in Oakland, right near kind of Temescal there. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, and one of those baths, frankly, was not a warranted bathroom. And then the other one was really funky and just like it was very designy and just not very functional for, say, somebody who had a little kid. It was just a unique house. It was beautiful, but it's 1166 on square footage. It did have a structure in the back that was kind of serving as an office space, and a lovely yard, very like Dwell magazine yard.
And then what does the office look like? Show us the office.
The office is this kind of adorable, oh no, sorry, that's
the back coming off the kitchen.
There we are.
So it's just basically a converted kind of garage with a finished space.
It's converted structure. The existing garage was like they ate into the garage a little bit to add some extra space in that extra bathroom, and actually made it so that garage is kind of too small to fit a regular sized car. So
really, so your garage is really only a storage room.
Yeah, I mean, this property was totally lovely. It had its deficiencies, like it wasn't perfect.
And it sold for $1,500 a square foot. It sold for $700,000 over the list price.
So it had 26 offers.
And 26 offers. And so this is the MO with the East Bay, right? for San Francisco buyers. They look at these list prices and they get you were in your
Sorry.
email there. You
Yep.
can shut up. That the they look at the list price and they're like, wow, that's really cool and it's good value. And this is what's happening across the board. It's like it's not on like 500K over in the East Bay is almost standard. 4 to 500K is standard. And then there's certain stuff that's just going more.
So what I was looking for is just a stat just now. Like they're out of the 26 offers, half of those were over 155, which
Wow.
is really nutty. I mean, truly, like it's just it's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, people are coming back, and those clients we actually were super awesome. We got them something in
Burnham,
which
yeah,
is
for less money than what those people paid for, and much bigger. So,
totally.
well,
So
yeah, which is crazy.
mhm.
So, well, good. Well, this is, basically we're coming to the end of Q2. We're in the last month of Q2. And what are your thoughts or predictions as we move into Q3?
I feel like we're gonna have a little sort of influx of, I hope, influx of inventory this month, just because of people like kids getting out of school, people maybe starting to travel, like there's a lot of graduations this week. And homes maybe have been hopefully prepped and kind of like are ready to come onto the market. And then I just kind of feel like July is going to slow down a little bit. I think that people are tired. A lot of buyers are really fatigued because it's just been such a harrowing time to try to buy a house. And this isn't just here. Like if you read nationally, it's happening really everywhere. It's like, it's just, we need more housing. So I think it's going to be, I think hopefully we're going to get a little bit of inventory this month. And I bet it will trickle off and become tighter. But I think that maybe the buyer frenzy will also start to trickle as well.
Yeah. And, I think I would be in agreement with that. I feel we normally get a seasonal slowdown in August. And I think with our state opening up on June 15th, and I think that seasonal slowdown will kind of start to begin that July 4th weekend, and we'll kind of see a dip in listings, and what we see is a dip in buyer activity because they're getting out of Dodge.
Which, as we know, is a good time to buy. If you're staying around, you usually, get some benefit from that.
Yeah. Because the activity is not there. The 26 other offers, there might only be 4 or 5 people around.
Right.
So, yeah. So pretty awesome. Well, that's it. As we go in, there's more good stuff to come, but it's another full disclosure. And how do, if people need help to buy or sell in San Francisco, Oakland, or Berkeley, how do they find us, Haley?
Elevationrealestate.com. You can just Google us, Elevation Real Estate San Francisco, and we'll come up with our YouTube. We're full disclosure, our podcast with all of our kind of evergreen material is on Spotify and wherever you have podcasting, and then Elevation SF on Instagram.
Sweet. All right. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.